Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome, guys, and welcome to the back half of December. Once again, we always talk about how quickly time tends to fly by when you're in markets, especially markets as chaotic and erratic as crypto. But here we are, heading into the final 2 weeks of the year. Obviously, there are going to be some very important flows that come in over the next month. We are going to talk about that and more on this show. But first, I wanted to welcome you guys back. Hopefully, you all had a great weekend spending time with your friends, family, or maybe it was just, more time with the charts. And if that was the case, sometimes my weekends are like that too. So, but I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max as well as Louis. We're trying to get Louis on, and probably soon to be Chef Jackus as well. Welcome, everybody. But before we can get started, guys, before we can start talking about the market, sharing all of our big, juicy alpha, you already know what I'm going to ask you. It's a Monday. It's a Monday. You should be well rested. You should be you should have hopefully had a mental reset over the weekend. Or like I said, maybe not. Maybe you were like me some weekends where you're just staring at the charts. Either way. Take out any frustration or happiness you have on that like button. We would be very, very appreciative. You guys have been crushing it lately. I did want to point that out. I mean, our like button totals are absolutely, they're killer. And that is in large part to you, the audience. So I wanted to shout you guys out before we get started. But for us to continue making this content, it's always hugely appreciated and helpful for you guys to keep smashing that like button for us. But let's get into the meat of things for this week, right? Because I think we lost Louis again.
We lost Mr. Meat Stick, man. It's not good. It's over. Wait, he's back. He's back. He's back in a big way. There he is. Meat Stick, what happened?
Hey guys.
Yeah,
I had to clear my browser cache. How do you say it? Cache?
It's Kachi.
It's Kachi. Yeah, I had to clear my Kachi last week. And I'm just logged out of everything. All my settings are all messed up, so had to figure that out. But we're here. Happy Monday, everybody. Put your sunglasses on because my head is shining. Like it's for the full moon.
If we rub your head, does ETH finally break 4K?
Yeah. It's like the full the last full moon of the season of the year. So it'll bring us good fortune.
That's true. It's a good time for rock respecters. Yeah. And it's also a good time if you are an enjoyer of risk assets, right? Because we kind of mentioned it a little bit in the intro, but the back half, we talked about this a lot over the last few weeks, guys, but we are headed into the back half of December, as well as, and it's in 2 weeks, the first half of January. And statistically speaking, this is going to probably be the one of the most bullish periods of the year, right? You have the S&P up 20% year to date. As rebalancing flows tend to come back into the market, not all of it will make its way back into the market, but a lot of it will, and it will be very bullish for risk assets, not just equity markets, not just stocks, not just semiconductors, but also, of course, our coins. I think we've been teasing it. ETH under 4K for a few weeks now. We've been saying when we break that level, you're going to see risk in crypto take the next step and really reach a speculative fervor. But until that
break
happens,
this level and it's lights out.
Exactly. It's lights on.
Not for me, for bears, for greedy bears.
We're coming into it though, guys. Like this should be the period where we get these breakthroughs above these levels. We have liquidity coming in. We already have the narrative tailwinds necessary to send this market higher, right? We've just kind of been waiting for that, a little bit of an extra push that I do think that we can get. I still have my Santa Claus hat on. I'm not going Grinch mode yet, but I'd love to know what you guys are thinking. We are seeing a little bit of early week volatility, which isn't surprising, just given, the importance of where ETH is trading. And we've talked before about the importance of 110K or really that vicinity of price for Bitcoin. When you get above 110K, there really are not any asks on Binance or, places like Bitfinex. So it's kind of, you're very, very close to effectively clear skies. I know we've been in price discovery for a few months now, but I think 110K has always been the level. I'm just quoting that John Brown tweet that he put out like 2 years ago. 110K is really the level where I think Bitcoin will start to melt faces when you clear that level, and ETH above 4K. I mean, it makes sense that they're both kind of confluently trading right around these prices at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a waiting game, which is a little bit annoying, but I mean, we are staring at the Cheeto of Cheetos right now for Ethereum, and I'm changing it to orange because it's a Cheeto. So hang on, because Cheetos are orange. This is alpha. This is something that you can't teach, is the Cheeto. But this is where we're knocking right now. And I mean, look, I don't know, like,
Oh.
Wait a second.
Wow. What's going on?
Wow, let's go.
Look who it is. Oh man, it's been months. The doctor is here. Oh my goodness. All right, that means we're breaking 4K today, guys.
Yes.
Will, what's up, bro? I didn't know you were surprise visiting. What's up?
Oof, big oof. I'm here.
I thought it was just another normal day of market check, but no. Today, you guys are in for a treat. You will be reminded how you don't have father figures today. And you will also be reminded not to pick up the Snickers, guys. Today is a day to celebrate.
Big
Oh
oof.
my gosh.
It's been a crazy ride, man. I've just been kind of MIA, but no, I've been in BB, but just haven't been on the show for a bit. But hey, $106,500. I was still waiting for 30K. I was told 30K. I was told 50K. Still waiting. Never happened. But I guess it'll happen eventually. Now that we're at 106K, then we're gonna hit 30K. Right? It's absolutely phenomenal. We're gonna hit 30K at some point. It was written in the stars. All of you got fucking played. I hope everybody who stayed out of the market due to those people enjoy fucking poverty. That's all I can tell you. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
Like you never left.
Wow. Will, what was the price of Bitcoin the last time you were on market check? Was it like 65 or something like that?
It was 65, and I was telling people to buy, and they were fucking telling me I were going to 30K, and I was telling them they're a bunch of idiots. And yeah, 105K today. Look how that played out. It's funny watching this stuff play out. The copium bear. They said, I don't think life support is a thing anymore. You know, all you got to do is pull the plug and the thing just dies.
Will, what do you think about the picture that I have on my chart right now? I'd love your thoughts on it. Yeah, so if you look at my chart, I've got an image.
Easy
so, like,
blowout.
So like I imagine this is you, the guy that's like, you know, he's swinging the giant battering ram right now. Do you think that this is accurate technical analysis that you could derive signal from?
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is like they're already inside. You got the guys breaking the door. They're already inside right now with the guns, breaking down the interior rooms, just taking everybody out. Like this shit, like this hasn't even begun. It has. I've been fucking around on base because I'm that bullish on the market. All right, that says a lot, because the only thing you could really go to when the market wasn't super bullish was basically Solana. But now you've got base memes popping off. You got Solana memes popping off. You got Sui starting to get attention. You got Aptos oh, my bad. I didn't mean to talk about fundamentals that were never going to play out because the masses were going to get them onboarded on meme coins, like everybody said, which didn't happen. They're all onboarding on fucking L1s and fucking other coins. And then they will eventually make it. they'll become rich, right? They'll start posting their 30K P&Ls, and then they'll start buying meme coins, and that'll be your exit at that point. I think just, not enough people were patient for this, and you still got people avoiding meme coins, which is fucking hilarious, because the exit strategy is to wait where everybody exits, because that's where the majority of liquidity ends up flowing. And I'm going to be waiting at the exit for all of you to leave with my hat out, like, please add your tip, please add your tip, please add your tip. And then as you guys fill up my hat, eventually I'm just going to disappear. I'm not going to disperse that money anymore. This is going to be gone. It's going to be like, well, thank you for the
question on the screen.
Will, are you buying the dips on these Solana meme coins right now? Because right now, I mean,
I am.
we talk about like Sol coins coins getting destroyed on Sol. It's kind of crazy watching some of these memes take a hit.
I'm buying everything I can buy, physically purchase with money that I have. Like I don't have any more money. I literally, like, I went and I bought peanut butter and bread yesterday so I could live the rest of the week. All right, that says a lot.
Will,
I got boiled eggs.
I know you're probably
Sam's
hungry because you have no money left to bid. If you get too hungry, would you consider picking up a Snickers to eat or no?
No. I got to leave the Snickers for the people that waited for 30K. I got to leave that for them. They got to pick those up. They got to wait
do you
for
think
that.
it's possible that they meant ETH to 30K, not Bitcoin? Or do you think that they're just sidelined and coping?
I think there were a lot of. Now here's the thing: like, everybody's gonna pretend they weren't, right? But there are a lot of people who got absolutely, like, just fresh, just came through the gates at prison. All the guys in the yard are looking, and they're like, "This is it. That's a young one. Let's go ahead and invite him in." And we already know where that's going, right? We know where that's going.
That's a young one.
This is what the inmates were waiting for, right? They were waiting for the fresh meat. All of you believed them, and now you think you're part of the gang, but in reality, you kind of are part of the gang, just not in the way that you wanted to be.
Would you say they dropped the soap?
No, they picked up the Snickers. They came into their cell, and there was a Snickers right there on their pillow, and they're like, "Oh wow, somebody actually gave me a free Snickers." Nothing in prison's free. Nothing in prison is free. You're gonna pay for that Snickers. All right.
Oh my god!
Wow.
You're gonna absolutely
Nothing
What a
in
turn of
prison is
events.
free.
It's good to have you back, bro. It's really good to have you back. It's been way too long, man. It's been way too long. But yeah, guys, I mean, looking at this ETH chart with Bitcoin and price discovery, it's just so hard for me to imagine that ETH isn't about to put in like a 300-point candle to the upside. And once we break this Cheeto for good, I will go as far to say you may never come back. Honestly, I don't think you'll ever come back below the Cheeto.
Bitcoin is 106K max. People said this shit ended at 100. They said everybody's gonna sell 100.
What you're really looking at here is future mega demand, right? And I think that when you finally gap up like this, you're gonna get your super annoying, like, the all-time high sweep Jeet boys, and they're gonna come out and be like double top, just like Bitcoin did last cycle, double top, and they're wrong. And then you'll get a shallow pullback into here, and then you're gonna carve your way out, and I mean, that's it, man. I mean, that's really what we're looking at. I don't even know what else needs to be said. We're gonna go higher. It is what it is, And the thing is, you're gonna get that breakaway candle. You're gonna get that 200 to 300 point breakaway candle. Maybe it comes after FOMC, which is in 2 days. Maybe maybe they make you wait till January, but I'm like, I can wait. I can remain long to the tits and be comfortable. I can remain solvent longer than this market can remain irrational, and ETH is going to rip.
All you had to
drink
do was
coffee.
not sell. That's it. That's all you had to do was not sell. That's it. Like, or just buy, right? Until the time arose for capital to inflow. Like this wasn't a hard market to navigate, to be honest with you guys. Like I just feel like people wanted to overcomplicate it because somebody wanted to be the fucking captain. Guess what? None of you are the captain. I'm not the captain. The captain is the market. That's who the captain is. You follow the captain. And if you try to veer from that, you're going to get absolutely blown the hell out.
You know what I like to call that, Will?
What's
People
that?
trying to get cute with it.
Ooh, my
People
God.
try-
that
Always,
monthly.
always.
I think the monthly
Trying to
looks
get
better off
cute.
log. Max, I think the monthly looks even better without log on.
Look, you want to see something pretty crazy, Max? Flip the chart for like 2 seconds. This is
Flip it?
pretty crazy. Yeah, like over to mine. So yeah, this is pretty nutty, right? Because a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's almost over, guys. It's almost over." This area right here is this area right here. We're realistically probably right about here, right?
How was that?
Right about here. Think about that for a second. You have a lot more market to go than what a lot of people are thinking. I literally took the fractal from this breakout, this structural breakout. I took the fractal, overlaid it over top of this structural breakout. And I mean, this thing goes to 251K.
Like, people gotta ask themselves the question: when was it a good time to be fading the prior cycle all-time high breakout? Right? When?
The crazy part is, Jackus, is look, you got your dip. Nobody wanted to acknowledge it. Nobody
Yep.
wanted to acknowledge that wick.
Exactly. Like, people got too greedy. Like, you get a capitulation, right? And you know that back then I was saying that I think it comes, but I wasn't greedy. I was like, hey, this is the capitulation. Get in. And people were like, no, we need another capitulation. And you know what?
Another one.
Another one.
If it were to come, they would say another one.
It's crazy because like after you got your consolidation, aka accumulation, granted, a lot of people don't see this accumulation, they see it as distribution. What do you call that? What do you call that? I call that accumulation. What do you call this? I call that accumulation. It's not a distributed pattern. A distributed pattern is this. That's a distributed pattern. This was never a distributed pattern, just like this was never a distributed pattern. Will there be rough-ins within this move? For sure. And there was. Which is basically, the market capitulating at a certain point. Like it just gets drugged down to a certain point, capitulates, then bounces right back. It is what it is. Market keeps getting drugged down, capitulates, bounces, comes right back. Capitulation is the key thing that everybody misses. They always miss the capitulation move. They never acknowledge it. They always like, oh, it's going deeper, guys. It's going deeper. Capitulation. Do you want to see something funny? Just like how I'm showing this is this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This is fucking hilarious. A lot of people they tend to not pay attention to capitulation again, right? So what do you have right here? You have a big drawdown, right? Big capitulation move. What do you have right here? Like, what are we even talking about? It's the same market repeated over and over again. It's just not exactly the same.
So, Will, in terms of like a round of golf, you got 18 holes. What hole are we on right now?
Shit, I mean, we're like the mid. We're like in the mid.
Are we at like hole 10? We just made the turn. We're on 10 or 11.
10 or 11, I'd
10
say.
or 11. Yeah, that's fair. That's kind of where I think we're at. Like, I feel like Bitcoin is on hole like maybe 12 or 13, but alts are on like 8 or 9, And like people think these valuations are crazy, man. Like you haven't, like, until every garbage meme coin that's going to die and ultimately retrace 99% in the bear market literally goes to $1 billion, and that becomes like our new entry. You know what I mean by entry, where it's like, I feel like right in recent months, when a meme has made it to like 50 or 100 million, that's kind of been like, oh, okay, it's doing really well. Like, that's interesting, But like once actual like vaporware garbage that doesn't deserve to even be around goes to like 1 billion, and once you start to see like Pepe, Bonk, Whiff, like all above like 30 billion, I just can't even entertain things being like too overheated, man. Like, people forget how crazy the valuations can get. People forget like literally how nuts and out of control and illogical valuations can get. And we're not even close to that yet, man. Like Bitcoin will be trading at like 210K and ETH will be at like 11K or something like that. Maybe a little bit higher. And you're going to see some ridiculous altcoin valuations. Like all these new L1s will be over 100 billion, things like that. So, I mean, the Bitcoin move really is just beginning, in my opinion. How could you possibly be bearish on crypto here when the Russell's not even in price discovery yet? Bitcoin dominance hasn't even really begun puking yet. It's kind of like dead cat bouncing right now after finally losing structure. And ETH BTC, the pair, hasn't even rallied yet. We haven't seen any of the normal signs of like the market truly overheating yet, but I think we're about to.
We have on top of that, Max?
What?
I think we have something happening this week that might be important for financial markets.
Is it FOMC?
Yeah, we might be getting a rate cut.
Well, we are getting a rate cut. That's
93% chance. 93% chance.
I saw 90.
I remember the last time we got one. What happened?
I saw 97. Let me just refresh here. I got it open right here. I got 99.1 as of right now, Tommy.
I bet we start to price that in to equity markets.
That's what the IWM is waiting on.
You don't need to wait on anything. Who's coming in office? Like just shut
Donald
up.
Trump.
Like don't.
Donald
Look,
Trump.
I don't care about people's political affiliations. We're getting a complete regime change. We're getting a new president. The market's going to be super fucking bullish. Now, a lot of people might be like, oh, he's not a new president. He had a first term. He's a new president in basically more in the theoretical of, we'll say pattern, or not patterns, but we'll say in the theoretical of who's already been president, right? So Trump was president, Biden's president, Trump's now a new president because Biden was president in between. Now, if this was Trump's second term, you could realistically say, okay, the market already kind of knows what they're going to get, right? The market kind of knows what they're going to get, but they kind of view this as Trump's second term. He's redoing everything. We're going to get a different Trump. We're going to get a different economy.
Dude, Will, Donald Trump, his company is bidding shit coins. The man's buying ETH, Aave, and Link.
Yeah, of course.
This is the next sitting U.S. president is shoving ETH shit coins.
But the point that I want to get to is like, realistically, like you can see the hesitation right here, right? Like you got these small hesitations and then this big ramp up. That's realistically where we are now. We're kind of in this same area right here. And I think like once he gets in office, we're going to see a rip. Now, I was in the camp that we could see something like this originally. And I was like, okay, maybe we're at the January pullback. And now I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, well, what if I'm wrong? What if realistically we're above this range here? And this is where I came up with this theoretical. I'm like, and we're somewhere's in here. And I was like, oh shit, this is the same build up here as we're having here above the previous consolidation range. We might actually get a ripper here. We might actually get a freaking ripper in the January. There may not be a pullback in January like people are thinking. We may not mimic 2021 like people are thinking, at least on this part right now, right? Or maybe we do in the latter half of the quarter, right? I actually think Q1 is going to be very bullish the way this is setting up. And so if Q1 is going to be bullish, we may play out the next 3-4 months of just upside, hit a really high point, and then get like some kind of like realistic pullback, maybe somewhere around mid 100s, right? Or 3/4 of the way through 100, like 175, 180, somewhere in there. Then we get our realistic pullback into like, a 30% retracement into the next ripper. If the market wants to continue up, obviously, right? I don't think this market tops realistically, until we get some kind of major breakout move. And if the market gets really bullish somewhere along the way, we're going to get this stupid sweep where it's going to 30 and then shoot up again, right? And then if we get ultra bullish, we might even get a double top. But realistically, we've typically seen it where Bitcoin likes to peak and then fall over. But hey, maybe this is a new regime. Maybe this new regime requires actual distribution ranges now versus like blow off tops, fall over, right? And I'm kind of paying attention, and I think I'm more in the camp of this new regime needing more distribution because there's so much bullishness on crypto now. It's hard to take it down. It's hard to take it down. And what happens realistically if we get to 250K and we get a 60% pullback, because previous pullback was around like 70 something percent, which would mean, you know, diminishing returns, diminishing downside, so on and so forth. You get up to 250K, you get a 60% pullback, you're only pulling back to 100K. That means any Bitcoin you bought below 100K was a fucking steal. It means anybody that told you 30K Bitcoin here was literally fucking, I don't want to say mean words, but let me think. All right, they were dropped on their head as a baby. I think that's a nicer way to put it. I won't call them names. All right, I won't call them names, but they were dropped on their head as a baby. And maybe they have a little something, you know, loose up there. That's basically it, right? They 30K. Like you're telling people don't bid Bitcoin in the range of discount where you're never coming back to again because you're afraid of fucking 30K. You bid Bitcoin all the way through here, and that's it. Like it's not a trading range. Like Bitcoin was just a bid. You could trade your shit coins. You could trade your fucking your regular coins if you wanted to, but this was always just a bid. That's it. And that's what I was telling people. I was like, fuck, I know people that are long for like 70, 80K. I'm like, just hold your fucking longs. Like, don't even sell them. Just hold them.
Long your
a lot higher to go. Long your longs. You're safe-oo. There's no unsafe-oo here, right? And I think not enough people are thinking about that.
I really feel like the next 2 to 3 months are going to produce the highest velocity of returns of altcoins for the entire cycle. You know, I think, you know, majors will obviously do great, but I just think given where altcoins and really like where ETH is just kind of edging, right? That 4K level. I think we're going to see, and after we talked about this before, right? Like Bitcoin is currently almost 100% above the previous range high, above its previous all-time high. If you have altcoins that suddenly start to reprice to the equivalent of that, right? Like 50% above previous all-time highs, some of these altcoins are very, very beaten down. They have a lot of repricing to do.
Yeah, and I tend to be that person that's kind of I've been very adamant about attacking people that have been bearish. I don't apologize for that. I'm trying to teach them a lesson, right? I'm trying to teach them what it's like to have a father. I'm trying to teach them what it's like to have somebody there for you who's going to teach you the right ways in life and teach them to kind of, you know, puff up their chest and be a little more manly in the world. Now, if you're not a guy, I'm here to teach you structure, right? That's what I'm about. And I'm here to create that structure in your life when it comes to trading, not when it comes to your feelings. And I don't think there's ever a place in trading for your feelings. And so I consistently attack your feelings because I want to show you how weak your feelings truly can make you. And this is how I've been since the bottom. Because I remember people sitting here making fun of me at 20K Bitcoin. I remember people making fun of me when we got the 30K Bitcoin, telling me that we were going to 10K. Those people, for some reason, still have their followers, right? And now we're sitting here at 106K.
Well, look at this chart, man. I need you to observe this chart. Okay. What are we even talking about? Look at where we're at right here. Look at this, man. It's the same as every other cycle. It's the same thing. Look at where we're going. What's everybody waffling about?
People are in a rush to go nowhere, Max. People are in a rush to go nowhere. They want to make it overnight when the real gains in crypto are made by playing the long game, knowing when to be in the market, knowing when to accumulate, and just sitting on your hands and letting the market do the work. It's literally like, because realistically, what we're looking at is the same thing happening for the last 12 years, right? And if you sat here and said, listen, every 4 years, Bitcoin is going to do X. All you got to do is buy it when things are low and hold on to it for a couple years, and you could sell after that. Everyone would be like, wow, yeah, I could do that. Like, that sounds so easy. But for some reason, when there's money involved, people get emotional, they get scared, and they cannot, stick to the plan and play the long game. When really the people that are just hanging around, like after just accumulating over the last 6 to 9 months to a year, are outperforming everybody, the best traders, right? Like, it's really that simple. People have to realize that you're going to have to, the market will pay you, but you have to be patient, and you got to be able to stomach the volatility. That's really what it comes down to. It's not rocket science. Like, we're not geniuses.
Like,
at least I'll speak for myself. I promise you, I'm not a genius.
Well, I would say
Not
this
even close.
in comparison to other people, it seems like sometimes we're geniuses, but in reality, it's just no emotion, right? To the trade, it's taking the trade for what it is. Yeah. When the market is long, stay long. That's the simple answer. When the market is toppy, get the fuck out. That's the simple answer, right? Like, when you do parabolic moves, you can exit the position and come back in cheaper typically. What is a parabolic move? It's not what we've been doing. We've only been slowly accumulating up to where we are. Parabolic, it hasn't even happened. And a lot of people, they just don't understand it. Not to mention, let's say you don't understand parabolic moves. Let's say you don't understand RSI. Let's say you don't understand anything about trading. I can give you the simple answer: 3 up, 1 down. It's that simple.
I remember you said that so long ago, Will. I remember you were talking about that like 100% ago. You were like, we went down in 2022. Now we got 3 years of up. It's real simple. I remember
that's all it ever was, man. And people always want to fade that. It's the easiest trade of your life. You just literally buy for 3 years. Right? While you're going up, you're twapping in and twapping in and twapping in. You're not buying down because you're not trying to get wrecked because you don't know where the bottom is. You wait for the 1 year down, and then you start buying shit. That's it. And you're just buying into the momentum. And then eventually, once you get towards the latter end of those 3 years, you step the fuck out. It's not hard. Like, people just they want to overcomplicate it. That's trading without being a trader. That's the simple way to trade this market. I'm literally just spitting the alpha for everybody, but everybody wants to overcomplicate it. Now you're going to get people towards the top here when we start getting towards it, talking about how we're going to go into a super cycle and how there's mass adoption and blah, 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 blah. None of that's true. You're going to get wrecked again, probably going into 2026. But ultimately, and if it ends up being true, I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. Like, it is what it is. But I'm going to stick to the thesis of 3 up, 1 down, and not overcomplicate the play. That's it. And if I'm wrong, I'll buy higher. It is what it is. So there is a bid, a massive bid, till the end of 2025, in my opinion. And so I'm going to continue to bid into that bid, and then I'm going to exit while everybody else is euphoric and basically fist bumping each other and doing human centipede at parties. And then I'm going to exit. That's it. Tommy knows what I'm talking about.
Regrettably, I do know what you're talking about. Bitcoin's putting in a gnarly daily candle right now, guys.
Oh, we're at 107. It's crazy.
Tommy, is this, in your opinion, the dead cat bounce for Bitcoin dominance, or like the final push up? before ultimately we see ETH really start to like jump into the driver's seat.
Let me take a look at Bitcoin now real quick.
So I'll put them up for you guys here on the screen. Okay. So Bitcoin USD is up top. Bitcoin dominance is down below. Do we think that maybe, just maybe, Bitcoin dominance is coming in for one of these, retests right in here?
It might not even get that high, but I do think over the next few weeks, you're going to hit 50% on dominance.
50%, because right now we're at 57.
Yeah.
Can we highlight Matthew Kim's comment about Louis?
What is that? I missed it.
One?
Scroll up a bit.
How much? I gotta scroll up.
It's the one where he talks about Louis. It's like just above the green. We got the Ozil with the 499, and then scroll up a little more. It's Matthew Kim. He's in green, so he's a member. Do you see
Thanks
him?
for joining Market Check.
No. If Louis is not a genius,
Oh, wait, no, yeah, I can't find it.
I can't find it either, Will.
hold on. I'm gonna highlight this for you and send it to you. You guys gotta keep going. I don't want to disrupt the flow. This is something
Mega
else.
supply. Is that
No,
trademarked as well, Max?
Yeah, you actually owe me 20 cents for saying that out loud just now. So just
Look
wanted
in
to let
Discord,
you know.
Louis.
Where'd you put it?
In Discord, in our chat, Market Check chat.
Classic.
I really think the catalyst, though, I mean, it's not just ETH for altcoins. It's BNB. And BNB is, we talked about this last week, it's pretty much doing exactly what it did last cycle, right around previous all-time high, chopping around it. When it broke out, obviously BNB went parabolic, but so did, quote unquote alt season. I kind of think it'll be the same way. You look at BNB ETH, I feel like that is basically the others chart. The context is there. I think we're very, very close to aggressive altcoin outperformance. It's just a matter of when that rotation finally starts to hit. And I know we've been talking about that for a while, but I finally think that it's you finally reached like that saturation point. You can kind of tell by that huge rejection we just had on Bitcoin dominance.
Yeah, I kind of think this is how it's going to go right here. Is like Bitcoin goes just vertical like this. And then ETH just stays cucked until we hit this mega supply. And then we just go down only for Bitcoin dominance. And ETH is just going to go straight up, just like this.
Louis, make the noise you made on Friday.
So, Tommy, if you want to too, I think you should cover others three.
Others three?
Not others, but total three. Total three. Sorry.
Okay.
I think not enough people get it. Let's throw 1618 on the total three. Let's throw 1618 on that, Tommy.
You want me to pull up? You want me to pull up total three?
Yeah, let's throw 1618 on there.
Oh, that looks good.
I'd be happy to do that for you.
Let's throw 1618 on there.
Are you talking like previous
high to
cycle
low?
High?
Yeah. High to low. What are we looking like there?
Well,
generational poverty. Got it. Are we on log?
Dude, of course we're on log, Will.
All right. Just want to make sure.
It is log season.
Yeah. I mean, 2.66 trillion in the memes. Yeah, it's generational poverty for sure. Why would you bet them? Why would you be interested in that? Just doesn't seem logical to me. You must really, really like money. That's all I can tell you, right?
The 1414. Okay.
I like this chart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the same thing. Like you hit your 1618 on the fucking nose. You might as well just go ahead and try and bid it again. Boom, hit your 1618. What are you at?
This is other.
Do you think that this cycle we front run that number or blast through it? Or do you think it's going to be the same?
No, I think see how we did it in 2021 where we just peaked it. We just peaked it. I think we'll do something similar. We'll probably hit like 175, 180 somewhere's in there. And that'll be kind of closer to the top. That's why I'm saying, like, people that didn't think about this when they were talking about 30K Bitcoin, obviously fucking Down syndrome people, but sorry, I didn't mean to go there, but you know, they weren't looking at the bigger picture here. They're like, sell for peanuts so you can watch people make millions. Right? Sell.
These are the previous two cycles here for others, Will. So
I just like this chart so much.
Well, pull up total one and throw 1618 on that. You get the same freaking thing. Like, people don't understand the 1618 is the key to it all. It always is. It's time plus 1618 plus RSI plus stochastic. That's all you need. You don't need nothing else. You can extend it. You can discuss it, but like I don't feel like overthinking this. I like to keep it simple. So GAR 1618 from 17 high to low. Oh, look at that, guys. Oh, funny, huh? Funny. Hit it again. Now let's do 1618 on this one. High to low. Oh, look at that. How high is that? What's that dollar amount? Oh, only 7.3 trillion. Unfortunate. I guess we might as well just go buy stocks. Just all in on freaking, I don't know, Disney. That's never moved for like a decade.
Do you think we front run the golden 10 trillion number? Will, do you think we hit that this cycle?
I think so.
What's the golden in trillion number?
10 trillion.
Or 10 trillion, yeah. What is 10? Oh, 10 trillion.
Yeah, 10 trillion total.
Where's 10 trillion at on the fib? That's way beyond. That's beyond the 2618.
So look at this right here. What I did is I put the logarithmic 1.618 and then the linear 2.618 and 3.618, and it's in this little spot right here.
Yeah, we could reach. I mean, look, do that for the previous cycle. Let's see where the previous cycle, because you did peak it a little bit. The 2017 to 21. Do it on that fib. Same thing.
My magic number is 9 trillion.
Look at that. That's
Louis,
your
what is your number?
9.
9.
Yeah,
let's go.
That's your slide right there. That's where you want to.
That's when you start to de-risk.
Yep, that's where your de-risk zone is. That's all I'm saying. Like, this doesn't have to be complicated like everybody wants it to be. You can literally just bid into that range and then get the fuck out.
And let's apply some context with Bitcoin dominance here, right? I mean, I'd like to think that we're like, you know, right in here.
Look at Jake. Jake said I'm getting banned for the first day back.
He's talking about the whole YouTube channel.
Oh, shit, that'd be hilarious.
No.
He said oh my god, there goes all the sponsors. They're gone. If we add sponsors.
Yeah.
We have no sponsors.
Zero. Sponsored by Meat Sticks.
Meat Sticks. Oh, look, all I'm saying is like higher. That's it. 1618. You can start looking at de-risking. Other than that, it is what it is. Right? Like there's no point. For me, like I'm looking at it like this. You've got so many So many people getting out of memes. Where everybody's exiting, I'm entering. Right? Everybody's chasing Link. Everybody's chasing, I don't know, what else do people not even give a shit about? Algorand. Everybody's chasing Cardano. I'm not saying they won't bid. They're definitely going to bid. But you're going to miss out on real wealth when the money flows back. Because you're just completely capitulating into shit that really the market's forcing you into by pushing prices higher. Look at Mick Bigham. This is guy is hella fucked up if you're trying to push rider.
You can tell who's a newer market check enjoyer versus who's a vintage market check enjoyer.
Look, at the end of the day, I'm just a realist, right? I don't care about your feelings. If feelings are what sells dollars, that's fine. It's what it is. We're here to make people dollars. There's a big difference. And I'm going to come in and give it to you like your dad should have when you were 5. I'm just going to tell you how it is. Like you're either exit liquidity or you're the exiting liquidity, right? And I'd rather be the exiting liquidity than the exit liquidity.
Will's out. Will done.
You're either you're sleeping on the bottom bunk or you're sleeping on the top bunk in prison. All right, one of the two. And I can tell you the bottom bunk is not where you want to be.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know how to respond to that. But
there's nothing to say. I don't know. There's nothing to say. I don't know, man. I'm just like, this is hard to want to fade here, man. It's I mean, we're just gonna go so much higher. It's gonna be so much fun. What are Bitcoin miners doing today? Nice little day from the miners.
Yeah, I saw Mara was up. Coinbase.
MSTR's having a nice day.
Curling
Dude,
up.
what if MSTR is in like early stage parabola? You know,
It is.
And everybody thinks it's like late stage, but like, what if it really looks like this?
It's early stage NVIDIA.
Like, what if it's like this, and then everyone just keeps trying to call top on like every local top? You know,
that's how this works.
They will. They will for some time.
Jack just knows, man. Jack, he knows how to. Like, look, guys, I've been. I'm gonna tell the new people in the audience. I've been in this shit for like 3 years. All right, it changes you mentally, right? It makes you a little more deranged, and
that's what happened to you, Will. I was wondering this whole time.
It makes you realize what crime actually looks like, and then so you're able to identify it better, and then you're able to get money from the crime that's occurring, right? It's basically it. Everything in crypto is crime, and I make a lot of money off of crime because of it. So, I mean, you guys take that how you want, but it is what it is, right? The pump and dumps, the insider trading, all the other shit that goes on in here. Like, don't even tell me that you're more just than I am because of the words that come out of my mouth. Please, if you're operating here, you're just as bad as me.
I mean, as long as you're not committing crime.
As long as you're not committing crime, right? You're just able to identify the crime and help other people make money off the crime that's occurring. Then it's perfectly fine because it's legal to do that in crypto.
I think it's pretty funny that Sol probably topped against Bitcoin and ETH as soon as people started making jokes about crime becoming legal in crypto. I think that is pretty funny. We talk about like inflection points on pairs. It's always when you least expect something to top or bottom, like the strongest headlines per se are always going to be the things that cause the inflection point, because it's like, okay, how can it continue to get better from here? Well, now that people consider crime to be legal, I would also consider Sol's edge over other layer ones to be gone. Especially now that you have pump fund, there's not like what's Sol's competitive advantage at this point? with speculation moving to other chains, with crime moving to other chains. At Pump Fund, I feel like the opportunity of Solana was always that you could get into meme coins and early stage altcoins way before anybody else. But Pump Fund has kind of stolen that utility from Solana, and with the fees that they generate, are actively selling Sol. And I'm not going to say that like Sol's top for the cycle, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I just think it will underperform going forward.
I will say this, like, I'm a tough nut to crack. I understand. I'm an older guy, right? But I do provide a lot, as the people in the comments are saying. I know there's a lot of new people like, this guy's cringe. He's on a drunk tyrant, blah, 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 blah. I don't drink at all. All right. I don't drink at all. This is just me on a regular basis.
Unfiltered Dr.
Unfiltered. This is what I may have drank like maybe a couple times in my life. Like I got drunk a few times, obviously in college and stuff like that. But like throughout my life, I don't drink regularly. I just don't. I social drink sometimes with other individuals, like twice a year. But this is just who I am, right? I was raised in a way that taught you to man up or enjoy poverty, right? That was basically it. So I chose to man up versus enjoying poverty, aka food stamps, so on and so forth. So I mean, if that's your MO and your idea is to basically man up and make money, that's what I'm here to help people do. And I'm not sorry. I'm never sorry. This is always the discussion. I'm never sorry for the things I say, because I mean what I say. I'm trying to help you guys, like, truly and absolutely. I will say this though. I think there's a lot of memes out there, guys. Like, if you think crime doesn't occur, then you've never been on BNB chain, right? If you think crime doesn't occur, then you've obviously not been on base, at least not lately. And some of you may think I'm cringe, but I had somebody send me an image the other day where I told them to buy a coin called Ski Mask Dog, right? True crime, Ski Mask Dog. And they sent me their P&L where they were, I think, 40,500%. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys can do the math on that. That's roughly about what, 405x, give or take, right? 405x. And all that was due to crime. Legal crime.
Legal crime.
All that was due to crime. Legal crime.
Legal crime is the best, man. Study Nancy Pelosi.
Dude, Nancy's actually my hero. Like, I know people are tough on Nancy, but here's the thing. Like, as a young man who's, been working on honing in his investing skills for years, and I'm finally kind of working my way up and leveling up within this industry. Like, Nancy is my hero, like, she has beaten the S&P 500 and every major hedge fund for the past decade. I mean, like, you can't find that kind of performance anywhere else in the world. So it's like, people can say what they want about like Nance, but like, Nance is my hero. Like, she's every young man's aspiration at the end of the day. So I mean, that's a perfect example of studying crime. Like, Nancy goes home, she has dinner, maybe some Pinot Noir with her husband, and they study crime together. And they've made Warren Buffett look like Jimmy Buffett. I mean, Nancy Pelosi is my hero, and she should be your hero. I mean, she's the best to ever do it. The undisputed, uncontested heavyweight champion of the world. You know what I mean?
Of crime.
Of crime. Of crime.
And somebody asked if I would fight BitBoy. I would absolutely fight BitBoy if he wanted to fight.
Oh,
I would love to see that fight.
If you want to do a stacked fight, I will fight BitBoy. I've met BitBoy in real life.
If I arrange for it, would you fight BitBoy in the next crypto fight night?
I would fight BitBoy. If we get some sponsors involved, I'll fight BitBoy.
Well, I'll get it lined up if you'll actually get in there and fight BitBoy.
I will fight BitBoy.
Let's
You
go.
Let's go.
He may not like it. He may not like it, but I will fight him.
You think you could take him, Will?
Look, BitBoy looks tough, man. You get enough training, you're gonna be standing up.
He's got some training under his.
I don't think it's trend, bro. I think it's something else. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
I'll fight him. I don't care. I do not care. You know why? Because I'm not scared. I'm not scared to interact with these markets. I'm not scared to fight Big Boy. Believe me, I will fight him.
Study
I'm not
that.
much into fights, but I would love to watch that.
I would pay a lot of money for that, honestly, man.
I'd
Like,
be there with a towel on my shoulder and the corner of the ring.
The tickets are paid in Andy, though.
I
And believe me,
would. Bro,
I've worked out
I'm not
everything,
joking.
bro.
I would pay 5 figures for a pay-per-view of Will fighting BitBoy.
Hell yeah.
Like, without question.
I think I would too.
Give me 3 months prep. I'll be in that ring with him. He won't like it. He won't like it. But I do like BitBoy. He's a character, but I will fight him if he wants to fight. Just tell him put the money down and we'll make this happen.
These hands don't discriminate.
Oh man.
All right, so when's Pepe gonna go to 50 billion, guys? I'd like to take profits.
Anywhere. Well,
Dude,
maybe not
Pepe's
50,
already doing phenomenal. Like it's doing.
but Will,
absolutely
here's the
phenomenal.
problem, Will. Here's the problem, and I need some fatherly advice from you, Will. My wife wants a house, all right, and I'm gonna have to sell some Pepe to buy her a house. And my cycle target has always been, since I was buying it at 350 to 500 million publicly on this YouTube channel in the bear market, 50 billion. So, Will, when does my wife get a house?
I'd say you're gonna probably hit that 50 to. And here's the thing: I don't put it past Pepe to reach those numbers because obviously Shiba did and a lot of other meme coins did in 2021. So I think you'll be probably doing it closer to like 3/4 of the way, maybe like 6/10, 7/10 of the way through the cycle. So I think like once you get through that portion of the cycle and we get to that point where people are running back to memes again, which will occur, you'll end up in a position where Pepe will do well. To me, what I'm seeing there with Pepe though is you got that nice little round bottom that occurred there that kind of made this big blow off, and then now you're kind of veering back down. One example I'd like to use real quick, if you got a second, let me pull over a chart real fast. Let me pull up because like I like to use MOG because of structure. It's a good structure coin to kind of look at that people can understand. Let me can I get the screen real quick and I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, go for it.
What you're saying there. Oh, hold on. I'm not doing the right screen. Let me do window. Here we go. There we go. All right. Now if you pull that back up. So one thing I notice a lot of the time, you have to pull that back up there, man.
You don't have it up anymore? Oh, I see. There you go.
I added this.
Right, there you go.
So there's a lot of these. So you had the nice round bottom kind of happening on Pepe, but then you get kind of this drawdown and this breakout drawdown, and then you get the breakout, then you get drawdown, then you get a breakout again, you get drawdown, and then this is the same thing that happened with MOG, right? And then you get this big breakdown. So people that have been holding since here finally start taking profit, right? Or panic selling down here. And you'll get this big drawdown, but it's like levels, right? Levels, and then you get a big drawdown, and then you get the big breakout. I feel like Pepe went through this stage already, and I think like you're kind of here, right? Where you're just like you're getting drawdown, but you're just going to keep leveling up as the cycle goes on. You're just going to keep doing it over and over and over again repetitively. And I think like Pepe, looking at Pepe from that perspective, I think we're looking at something very similar here. So if I pull up Pepe here, and I hate pulling up Pepe charts and shit because on this one, even though it has the best, because there's always all these fake ones, but very similar here, right? So you had this big drawdown, which kind of turns into like an accumulation, right? Which is this drawdown turned into a breakout. And again, you have this drawdown right here, which again turned into accumulation, drawdown, and then you get the double tap, and then you get the go. And now you've had like this drawdown, which turned into accumulation again. And now you're getting this drawdown again, which is turning into accumulation again. And I think you're just going to start like twapping until you reach a certain point, and then you're going to get a big drawdown. And then if you can do all this before cycle ends, and you'll get another big breakout, kind of like what Mog did over here, where it had this level up scenario into this big drawdown breakout. Now you got this level up scenario, and then now you're starting to level up again. And I think like you'll slowly break into this range, big drawdown, maybe one more blast off in the cycle. Like I would start exiting like somewhere's in here. But if we were to take a high to low here, right? Where are you hitting right now? Where are you hitting? You're 1618. 1618. Blues 1618. So because you're hitting your 1618, this is going to be heavy resistance. You'll probably do some kind of weird drawdown here. Maybe even draw into like this previous price range and then break out. So for me, Pepe looks pretty good. I think this could be like an overall bigger move, but you're kind of in that resistance range where you're going to kind of hesitate to really do much here. You can see here you hit it once, you hit it twice, you might hit it a third time. But I think you're going to hover around this as like your POC, your point of control for now. So I would look to, if you're looking to trade this, trading where's about 2428 for now. And then just anytime you go back below it, scoop back in. And you could trade this range. But realistically, I think you're going to hesitate here because you're hitting that 1618. I mean, it's the same thing over here. If we take this away and we do it over here. Oh, hold up. Right here to here. What did you do? You hit your 1618 on the nose. Look at that. Boom. 1618 on the nose. Over here, same thing. 1618 on the nose. You're kind of hitting it. Now, can you exceed that? For sure. If they want to start swapping, it'll start running. So, but I think like right now you're kind of sitting at that 1618 hesitation. And now we're kind of sitting somewheres in here. And you haven't really gotten here. So, yeah, look at that. I nailed that. So, yeah, if they're going to hit and they're going to keep swapping into the red zone, they'll start hitting right here. This will be your next line of resistance, 0.003. That should put you, what, like 30 billion, roughly?
Well, I gotta show you something. There you go.
You just made that?
I didn't make that. Z made that. Just picture the Rocky theme song.
Engineer bid boy on the ground there.
I got an Andy chart too, Max. I'm just saying.
Well, don't mind if I do. Let's see.
We don't have to talk about it, you know.
No, it's fine if you insist. If you insist, please don't let me get in your way. Will, please.
But I am seeing something here. You know, what I would typically call accumulation. I have levels set up too. You've already retested your low here, so you don't have to come back into this range ever again, really, until the bear market, obviously. I think bear market low will probably settle somewhere around here, but I think for now you have like a lot of upside potential. So if we to run a 1618 from here to here, I mean, like you got all the way up here to like 0.00049 before I'd start hesitating on this. But this to me, like if you just look at it from a non-biased perspective, it looks like a round bottom, like really, really good looking round bottom. In this range where you fought your way down, now you're fighting your way back up, and the second you break out of this range, you're just gonna God candle, I think, up to this range. This is why, like, I think people exiting memes right now are just they don't get it. They don't understand. Like, you're exiting at the wrong fucking time. This is the wrong time to be exiting memes. Like you're in that prime to where you should be kind of taking positions right now, front running the masses, but a lot of people aren't willing to do that. So from an Andy perspective, like this right here is a really good looking fucking round bottom. So like I'm excited about it. The thing that it could do though, I will say this, if it wants to, they could probably handle, right? Which it looks like they're already starting to do. In which case they'll still get a ripperoni up here. So I think like Q1, a lot of these memes start to pop off hard. I think people are front running a lot of L1s and fundamental coins.
So Will, do you own Andy?
I did get some, yeah, as of recently.
Where's your like next? Where's your take profit when it starts to move?
I I'm not gonna TP right now. Like I'm just holding shit until like we get closer to blow off top in the cycle. Like I'm accumulating a team and I'm holding the team.
Okay.
Right.
I
Like,
think
I'm not,
I think having TPs at like right now isn't the best thing to do. Like you want to essentially watch what ETH and Bitcoin are doing and then kind of TPing based on them rather than like have a like I'm not saying it's pointless, right? Like I think it's good to have some sort of objective, like hey, Pepe can go to this market cap, ETH can go to this market cap, right? Like it's good to have some sort of realistic objective. But at the end of the day, we know that bull markets can far exceed everyone's expectations to the upside. And we just gotta wait for what ETH does at the end and BTC at the end of the day. So
yeah, I have a couple other ones too. That I'm kind of eyeballing. I think are in a cooldown phase. BPS I think is absolutely chatting. We did get the BB guys in really low on this one. I think somewhere's in here is where we were looking. And, you know, we've been doing phenomenal on this one. I think that this looks something similar to Ski or Swag. Swag's another one too. But you can see right here, like this is what I like to call the death zone, where everybody exits. They think the coin's dead, team's active, no trading volume whatsoever. Then Whale steps in. Then Whale steps in, and then Whale force pushes liquidity. Other people start buying on top of Whale. Whale force pushes liquidity. Whale TPs. Other people start selling into the Whale's TP. Whale then forces liquidity more, and then you get this catastrophic move, right? I think like when I'm looking at BPS, I think we're like probably realistically somewhere's in here, which is base bird shop. And these are base coins, right? So both of these are base coins. That's why I'm using them to kind of play against each other. So when I told people to enter here, it was more based. And I think that meme will play out well too, by the way. Based. But I think it was more played out around like, you know, getting above these previous levels. That's where I had this line drawn. Resistance, and then break through resistance and then break down, right? And then break out and then break down and then break out. And if we're sitting around that level for BPS, we're probably looking realistically somewhere is like up here for your first resistance, maybe even higher, right? Maybe I'm wrong on that. Comes back down, retests this level, aka resistance, the highest level of resistance, pulls off and then runs again. Like there's so much opportunity out there. I think right now, like looking across the board, Andy, even Mog realistically, like, look, this is the atypical Mog pattern. You come back into the previous level, and then you chat off it. It is what it is, right? You chat off it, and now you're kind of doing the same thing up here. You're coming back into that previous level, and you'll chat off it. Just nobody wants to bid these lows. This is where a lot of people are selling. They're usually selling in these ranges. And this range right here is funny enough is the previous range here, right? That's where that one was here. So that's where a lot of people, again, didn't want to bid and then pricing on here. And then we came back down, retested this range, broke out, retested previous range, broke out, retesting current previous range, breaking out again. And these are just like infinite twat plays, right? You got the same thing here. You got Andy right here, right? Here was the high peak. You come back down, you retest that high peak, you come back up, and then you come back in and retest this previous support range. And then you're, once you get above here, you're just going to start moving. It's going to be Chad City. And I think like not enough people are thinking about these moves from this perspective. They're just like, oh, my portfolio is red, or, oh, I had X amount of money and now I have X amount of money. So the market must be selling off. So I'm going to sell off. They're not thinking about the potential move that's coming. They're just continually looking at drawdown and like, okay, where does this drawdown end? I don't know. So I might as well move on to the next green thing, which is going to absolutely strike people, right? Like even Ski, I don't even know where the support is. I'm not going to lie, bro. Like this was a crazy fucking move where I got people in. So do you want to add to that, Louis?
Well, yeah, ski. You never know what's going to happen on a move like that, right? You know, it's got to find market structure somewhere, but not much below. Yeah, I mean, even Andy, right? Like it's literally chilling right at its old all-time. It's literally chilling at all-time highs. So most people should at least be in profit, right? Like you shouldn't have many unless they top blasted, right? A week or two ago, you should generally be in profit. And I think the problem a lot of people are running into as well is, we've had drawdown, over the last 6 months in crypto across the board with, altcoins popping off here and there. But I think people are they're quick to they see that they're in profit after not being in profit for a long time, and they're just quick to pull money off the table. And I just think it's a bad time to do it, right? I just think it's a bad time to do it when likely we are about to get the meat of the move in crypto in general. But because it's been a long journey to get here, a lot of drawdown and a lot of profits go round tripped. I think a lot of people are conditioned into trying to pull that money off the table in fear that we don't get this meat of the move on altcoins, specifically ETH altcoins across the board. And it's just a lack of, knowing where you are, having context. And I like to call it you're tripping over pennies for dollars, right? You're trying to take that quick money, take some money off the board, trying to get cute with it. When really, you're picking up pennies and you're tripping over dollars, right? You're missing that meat of the move that likely is to come, right? Like me, I've been in Andy pretty early. And like this morning, I'm adding, right? I'm adding to my winners. We're sitting at all-time highs, basically in almost 8-month reaccumulation range, and we're pressing highs. Like this is getting ready to pop, right? So instead of getting nervous whether we're going to retrace a little bit or we get that pop in general, I'm just sticking to my with one of my rules is if I have a strong token and I'm in profit and it looks promising and it's a winner trade for me, I'm going to add to that because I know we still have more meat of the move left, right? Or at least in theory, right? And we just kind of got to stick with that. So that's the difference, right? It's difference of people not really being comfortable with how to deal with the profits rather than letting the market do the work and letting that position ride. So I think that's kind of what we're coming into now. And sometimes like you see it on chain, right? Even with these smaller tokens, the token gets to all-time highs, like just pushes above its old all-time high. And then the sells come in like crazy. It's like people are like, oh, okay, we're here. Like that's enough. And which is fine, right? Some people are trading short-term. There's nothing wrong with that. But like I was saying earlier, I think, the majority of the money is made in this market, specifically crypto, is just with, buying, sitting on your hands, and letting the market do the work and catching that meat of the move. So.
Yeah, I think not enough people think about structure either. They're just consistently looking at portfolio pricing versus looking at structure, and they're just like, "Oh, well, it's going down by my portfolio." You don't know what's going on with your portfolio, right? And if you're not buying conviction, what are you actually buying? That's kind of the question. Are you buying because somebody else told you to buy, or are you buying because you think this is the play for the cycle? Like when we say conviction, it doesn't mean like, trying to think of an appropriate way to say this. I always want to say the improper words that are going to get us banned.
Yeah, please don't.
When you talk about conviction, it's not like brain off due to I want it to go up due to hope, right? It's brain off due to market conditions. It's brain off due to structure. It's brain off due to, monetary policy. And I think like if you're looking at it from those perspectives, not can people afford fucking bread? Like I think this is just the dumbest take when people clickbait you with that shit. That's all they do. The government doesn't give a shit if you can afford bread. They don't care. That's not their problem. Well, I mean, it's the White House's problem if they want to get elected, right? But like, it's not the government's problem. They don't care if you can afford bread. What they care about is the system running effectively and efficiently. That's all they care about. Even if it's running at the higher end, they don't care. If you're hitting the red throttle line on your car, they don't care, even though it can blow up your motor eventually, right? They just, as long as you're between that red line and that zero, you're good. Zero is dead. red line is throttling that high end range. They're throttling the economy right now at that high end range, forcing people to pay a lot more than they should, realistically, right? And what I mean by should is what affordability is. So because they're doing that, they're continuing to twop and force people into equities. I don't think people realize that. Poverty forces people into desperation. Desperation forces people into risk. Risk forces people into the fucking market. Think about that.
When you said about the government will, they only care about you as long as you don't care. What I mean with that is that as long as you take it and cope with it, they don't care. They only start to care once you start protesting. Then they,
Yes. And even then, sometimes they don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes, right? Sometimes.
Like most of the guys that go there, they're basically no different than most of CT personas, to be honest. Thinking about it loudly. And the few that actually do care and want to help usually get screamed upon. So.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep it as raw as possible for people because I think reality is better than hopium. I'm not gonna feed you opium. Like this is never my MO. My MO is to get people into a position where they don't feel like they're living in poverty. And we do that at BB every day with multiple X's. the point being is some people say they do it, other people have a track record of doing it. And we tend to try to stay ahead of the market. We don't tend to follow flows. We don't tend to tweet about fucking whatever, link or whatever because BlackRock's buying it. Nobody gives a shit about that stuff. You're not gonna make money on that. Why would we tweet about it? Like it's irrelevant. Will we talk about them making moves like that? Sure. But what we want to talk about, at least from my understanding, maybe I'm over speaking, is we want to talk about making money and making money in a big way and making money in the best way. And it's not a casino. It's not a gamble. It's paying attention to the technicals, the conditions and everything else. And like, all right, conditions do agree that we can make a lot of money off this risk play. And so we're taking this risk because the conditions are there. Even a calculated gambler, let's go this far. Even a calculated gambler, somebody who can go to a casino, count cards and everything else, they are reading conditions. That's how they are good at counting cards. That's how they are good at being able to take money from the casino. They're able to take money because they're able to read the room before they enter. And then once they enter, they're able to identify the best table to go to make their money, the weakest dealer. And then once they identify the weakest dealer, they're able to identify when they're starting to get paid attention to by security. And they take their leave before security can get them. That's what a good gambler does. That is what a good trader does. A trader knows when to step in and when to step out. And that's what we try to do. We look at conditions and we try to identify when it's a good time to step in and when it's a good time to step out. A good time to step out is after you're 3 up. Good time to step in is after you're 1 down. It's that simple.
One thing, Will, when it's good time to step in was when we discussed Tesla, actually. If you remember, around 150, and nobody really cared back then. People were saying it doesn't belong to the Mach 7 anymore and EVs are dead and blah, blah, blah. And nowadays it trades to $460. We were buying in 150, 180 and so forth. You still in? Well, Rivian as well, by the way, ripping. You muted, by the way. You muted. Oh no. Looks like he unplugged his mic or something.
The Matrix doesn't want Will to keep speaking.
No. He's hiding behind the mic now. Oh, there he is. Yeah, guys. Tesla ripping to new highs. The only thing that got me scared is that Jim Cramer is bullish on it, but that said, even the broken clock is right twice a day, but looks pretty good. And we discussed that when Tesla starts pumping, risk is on.
I think we're good now. Are we good now?
We good.
We are good. So here's the thing, though, is it's the end of the show.
Can we talk about Rivian really quick?
All right, you want to talk about Rivian real quick?
I'll be really fast.
Your screen is all blacked out, though, Will. We can't see it.
Oh, hold on. Stop screen, present, share screen, window. All right, I think we're good.
All right.
Laugh out loud. It's going lower. I hope you all enjoy poverty. All right, go ahead. That's it.
Okay. All right, Tommy, take us out. And Tommy, please remind them that as of this afternoon, our holiday special will no longer be there. I've sent the message to the dev. The dev is doing something. So there's very limited time to jump on this. All right.
All right, guys, that is the end of the show. I'm going to try to get through the outro. My Wi-Fi has been giving me a ton of issues throughout the show. So if I do rug, that is why. The Matrix doesn't want me to talk about our amazing products that we have available for you to be able to tackle these markets. Like Max mentioned, we do have a discounted yearly and lifetime membership if you are interested. I strongly recommend that you take advantage of that. Obviously, you only have a few hours left, but it will never be that cheap probably again to join our Discord to get the BB terminal, because as we continue to talk about, our prices go up with the market. So if you are looking for your go-to tool for the cycle, the BB terminal is the perfect product for you. Whether or not you are an active trader trading lower time frames, derivatives, etc., we have a go-to tool for you. Whether or not you are more of a long-term focused investor, right? Looking to make educated decisions on the assets that you're holding, we have the tools for you. And of course, if you are a degen, you love being on chain, you love trading meme coins, we will soon have the tool for you as well through our degen section. So make sure to pounce on the BB terminal now while you still can at these prices. And like we said, we were nice enough to bundle these things together at discounted rates with our Discord, guys, your go-to source of alpha for this cycle. I mean, we've been absolutely crushing it for over a calendar year now. Pretty much every trader on this panel has nailed some calls. Not pretty much. Literally every trader on this panel has nailed calls along with our entire team. We've got the best team in crypto. You can find our alpha in our Discord. Of course, we've got an amazing community as well. So if you're kind of looking for your group to be able to tackle this cycle with, we have that for you as well. Of course, guys, we also have BB Academy. So if you are looking to hone your educational base or reach trading level mastery, so it is invaluable to be able to learn from so many different traders who are constantly in the market. Oh, no. Am I good now?
We hear you. We can't see you.
Kinda, you know, it's okay.
Does Tucker know about the discount you're giving there, Max?
Yeah, he knows. We're good for another 12 hours, but it's about to get yanked. So, all right, Tommy, try again. I think it looks good now.
It's probably time that if Elon Musk is watching, I need the Starlink router at my apartment immediately. But we also have the BB Academy, guys. If you are looking to hone your educational base or reach trading level mastery, I promise you will not be disappointed by our course. It is the best course on the market. To be able to learn from so many different traders who have been conquering these markets in a variety of different.
All right, that's enough, Tommy. We're gonna take you out here. It's getting worse and worse. I'm gonna finish this up for you guys. Look, guys, here's the deal. What Tommy's trying to say is that you need to join us somewhere. Okay, there's a handful of different options. All right, join us on the BB Terminal plus Telegram. You get hundreds of indicators. It's really coming together nicely, guys. I am so excited about the BB Terminal. If you join either one of our Discord packages, you're going to get that BB Terminal included for no additional cost, guys. It's included as a benefit to all of our members, guys. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building this thing out, and we're giving it away to our Discord community for free. Do not conflate our Discord with other Discord experiences you've had. It's really nothing like that, guys. We do 3 hours a day of private live conference calls. We share positional updates. If you want to know everything that each one of our analysts at BB is doing in these markets, buying, selling, swapping, holding, chart updates, everything like that, the Discord is for you guys. There's nothing like it. And again, you get the BB Terminal included for free. If you want to dial in your trading skills, check out the BB Academy, guys. We put together an absolute masterclass how to navigate these markets from a technical and fundamental perspective. And last but not least, if you're like, you know what, all that sounds great, these guys are awesome, I know they're killers, I know they're crushing it, but I don't have time to navigate all these crazy plays they're talking about, even though I want to. Well, guess what? I have a solution for you. If you check the description below, you'll see an X account labeled BB Wealth Management, guys. We have an SEC registered hedge fund, and we can actually manage your capital for you. It's a great way for us to bear the burden of actually having to manage a portfolio for you if you don't have the time, or it's a good way to diversify. If you're like, you know what, I'm doing well on my own, but I'd love to give these guys a crack at it, we would be honored to set up a call with you and discuss all of the details. So guys, join us somewhere. Join us in the BB terminal. Join us in the Discord, which again also includes the terminal. Check out the BB Academy, or last but not least, check out BB Wealth Management, guys. We are absolutely crushing it. We're up about 100% since we opened our doors, right? The fund is up 2x in less than half a year. We're absolutely crushing it. And based on how we're positioned right now, I will say without hesitation, it's probably one of the most Giga Chad fund portfolios of all time. It will be studied. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here. At a minimum, like the video before you go, and we will see you tomorrow for another episode of Market Check. Everybody stay safe and take care.